The Krill fleet, masters of pure logic. They took what they wanted. Their target, a small green planet called Earth. Defenseless, no shields. Commander Xylos expected an easy, quick victory. A simple prize. But the database held a warning. An old, impossible secret. They ignored the warning. They prepared for the silent descent into human chaos. The Krill fleet was the pride of the outer sectors. A collection of star-spanning ships built only for efficiency and taking what was needed. Their commander, Xylos, was a creature of pure logic, his decisions always leading to the most profitable result. His current target, a small blue and green marble in the middle of nowhere, was called Earth. The planet was rich in all the important minerals and crucially had no major space defense, no massive orbiting fleet, and no energy shields. It was, by all galactic standards, completely and easily defenseless. This was a simple, quick victory, an easy prize for the Krill. Commander Xylos accessed the ancient galactic database, searching for any possible threat. The data entry for Earth was very short, and it made the commander pause. It contained an old, strange warning, written in a long-dead language. Earth, status, contained, threat level, unquantifiable. Xylos felt a brief moment of confusion. What did unquantifiable mean? A threat could be high, medium, or low, but it could not be unquantifiable. Logic said this old data was broken or nonsense. The Krill had conquered planets with plasma cannons and massive energy weapons. They would not be stopped by a mysterious old warning. Xylos, putting all his faith in his superior technology, decided to ignore the fear of the past. The plan was a soft invasion. No mass destruction, just silent, total control. Xylos ordered a single, small scout ship, the Vanguard, to enter the atmosphere. Its mission was to find the centers of power, to disable communications, and to prepare the local population for the new Krill management. The ship entered the atmosphere without a sound, landing in a quiet, forested area that bordered a gigantic, sprawling human city. The Krill infiltration team, led by a seasoned soldier named Krell, deployed their camouflage, blending perfectly with the local plants. Krell looked out at the city through his thermal scope, expecting to see a structured military response. He expected organized patrols, clean defense lines, and soldiers waiting for an attack. Instead, he saw a messy glow of thermal heat. Thousands and thousands of tiny, fast-moving signatures were rushing along complex glowing lines, the roads. There was no order, no pattern. Some heat signatures were gathered in small groups, making loud, confused noises, talking and laughing. Some were sitting around small, intense fires, barbecues. A constant, irritating stream of light and noise came from everywhere. Krell felt a deep sense of confusion. This was not a military base or even a system waiting to be controlled. This was a huge, messy pile of uncontrolled noise and life. The first step of the invasion was to understand the enemy, but Krell and his team could not find any logic in this human chaos. The silence of the Krill ship was broken only by the sound of Krell's own steady breathing, as he realized they had landed in the middle of a problem that had no clear solution. The simple task of finding a single important power center now felt like searching for a single drop of water in the ocean. Commander Xylos had planned the entire invasion around the crippling of the human communication network. The logic was simple: silence the enemy, and they cannot organize a defense. From orbit, the Krill fleet sent a highly advanced, focused jamming signal. This signal had worked on 100 other planets, instantly creating a dead zone of silence. But on Earth, it failed completely. The signal did not create silence. It simply became one more loud, useless sound in the immense global ocean of human communication. The humans did not stop talking, arguing, or sharing pictures of small animals. Their primitive communication was too messy, too decentralized, and too loud for the superior Krill technology to handle. Frustration grew in the Vanguard. A Krill scout, acting under standard protocol, attempted to sneak into a large central power station. His camouflage was perfect. But on his way, he was seen. Not by a trained soldier, but by a young, completely unprepared human, holding a small flat device, a phone. The human did not scream and run away in terror, which was the expected and logical response. Instead, the human stopped, stared, and then quickly raised the small device to film the alien. He was not afraid. He was filled with an overwhelming, dangerous curiosity and excitement. This single, short video clip became the true turning point of the invasion. It was uploaded instantly, spreading across the planet like a fire. Within minutes, the Krill soldier's image was everywhere. It was mixed with terrible drawings, silly jokes, furious demands, and thousands of conflicting, passionate arguments about whether the video was real or fake. The Krill had prepared for military resistance. They had not prepared for a global explosion of disorganized, confusing, and angry content. The invasion, which was supposed to be a secret takeover, was now a public spectacle. And the secret was the humans' most effective weapon. Commander Xylos, watching the confusing mess of data, felt cold confusion. His logical mind could not process the enemy's reaction. He decided a show of force was necessary to restore order. He ordered a small, non-lethal sonic attack on a nearby small human town. The attack was perfect. It created instant, temporary paralysis in every human. This was the moment of surrender. The Krill ships waited for the organized government to call and ask for terms. But the humans did not call their government. As soon as the paralysis passed, the people of the small town did not look to their leaders. They pulled out their phones and they called their neighbors, their friends, and the global news channels. The Krill had expected fear. They received overwhelming directed fury and media chaos. The local humans, now fully awake, started using simple everyday objects to block the roads, paint angry symbols on their own buildings, and organize small, loud, completely disorganized protests. The Krill had proved they had power, but the humans had learned one simple, dangerous thing. The aliens were real and they were slow. The problem was no longer an invasion. It was an unpredictable global riot that the Krill had accidentally started, and they had no logical way to stop it. Commander Xylos finally lost his patience with the slow, soft plan. Logic demanded a clear, definitive action. He ordered a direct attack on a major human military base, believing that defeating the organized army would force the chaotic population to surrender. This was the moment for the Krill's superior technology to shine. The Krill ships moved in, confident that their advanced energy shields would stop any primitive human weapon. The humans fought back, but they did not fight according to the rules of galactic warfare. The Krill shields were designed to withstand heavy plasma fire and advanced kinetic projectiles. But the humans didn't use plasma. They used hundreds of small, fast, simple flying machines, drones, carrying simple explosives made from common materials. They used ancient rusty guns that fired simple metal bullets at unexpected angles. Their weapons were not powerful, but they were unpredictable. The Krill shields were not programmed to stop so many small, simple impacts from every direction, and the humans' messy, cheap warfare began to crack the perfect Krill defense. Worse than the physical damage was the psychological cost. The central processing mind of the Krill fleet, which they called Logos, began to slow down. It was trying to process human actions, but the equations would not balance. Logos was designed for war, for logic, for efficiency, but it saw a human soldier stop fighting to save a small, helpless pet. It saw a group of teenagers risk their lives just to spray paint a funny, insulting symbol onto a damaged alien ship. Why did they prioritize these things? The logic engine was choking on the sheer volume of messy, chaotic, yet effective data. It could not find the pattern, and without a pattern, the Krill could not win. Xylos decided to make a final, decisive move to break the human system. He ordered the Krill ships to focus their power on destroying all major city infrastructure. If the systems failed, the power grid, the water pipes, the main roads, the human society would surely collapse and beg for order. The Krill ships focused their weapons on the major supply lines of the largest human city. The system failed. The power went out. Communication towers crumbled. But the city did not collapse. Xylos watched in horror as the humans did not wait for the central government to save them. They started helping each other. Neighbors shared power from car batteries. Doctors used flashlights and simple tools to continue their work. Humans built new, temporary cooperative systems faster than the Krill could destroy the old ones. Xylos stared at the chaotic resilience on the screens. He realized the horrifying truth. They do not rely on one system. They are a billion small systems that rebuild themselves instantly. They are not fighting our weapons. They are fighting our logic. The humans were not strong because of their technology. They were strong because of their willingness to improvise, to cooperate in the chaos, and to never, ever follow a plan. Commander Xylos felt a cold, deep panic that his logical mind had never known. The damage to his ships was acceptable, but the damage to his crew's minds was total. His soldiers were confused, stressed, and paralyzed by the illogical, noisy, persistent enemy. The Krill could destroy every human building, but they could not destroy the human will to be messy and loud. Xylos realized that continuing the fight meant losing the very logic that made the Krill superior. He made the only decision that satisfied his need for efficiency: immediate and total retreat. The mission was not a physical defeat. It was a total failure of logic and understanding. Back in the safety of deep space, Xylos was forced to write the final report for the galactic database. He had to explain to the highest council why the Krill, the best fleet in the galaxy, had failed to conquer a planet with no defenses. His report was the most important and the most terrifying document the Krill had ever produced. He created a new entry that completely replaced the old simple warning. The new protocol was simple and absolute. Earth, do not attack. Maintain maximum range. He then wrote the reason, a chilling summary of the human defense. Their defense is not a weapon. It is their very nature. They are built on chaos, emotion, and unpredictable action. If you hit them, they do not surrender. They adapt instantly, using simple, unexpected methods. If you silence them, they find a new, louder way to shout. They treat large-scale destruction like a local, temporary problem that they must solve with their own hands. They are too messy to manage, too disorganized to control, and too furious to accept defeat. Xylos added a final, powerful sentence that would define Earth's status in the galaxy forever. He named the planet not an easy prize, but a cosmic warning. Earth is not undefended. Earth is a permanent quarantine zone. They are not protected by a shield. They are protected by their own terrifying, beautiful, and impossible chaos. Any attempt to conquer them is an attempt to fight 1,000,000 individual, adaptive, resilient minds that know nothing of surrender. They are a disease of logic and they must be avoided. Back on Earth, the global communication networks were slowly brought back online. People were already cleaning up the wreckage, sharing food, and fixing the damaged systems. The Krill were quickly becoming a memory, a strange, bad week that was already being turned into a source of silly jokes and funny internet memes. Humanity moved on, completely unaware that their simple, chaotic, and illogical way of life had just saved them from the most logical and powerful force in the entire galaxy. Their true defense was their messiness, and the Krill would never, ever return. The great silent ships of the Krill fleet were now far away, a dark shadow that Earth had already forgotten. The story of their failure was sealed in the cold, logical database of an alien empire, forever warning others about the beautiful, impossible chaos of humankind. But the story of humanity continues. If this idea, the idea of human spirit and the power of simple, messy life, found a home in your mind, then do a simple thing. Let your action be seen just as the humans showed the Krill their true strength. Click the simple button that shows you enjoyed this story. If you want to join this growing group of thinkers and dreamers, you can subscribe to this channel. This action will ensure that the next great story of humanity's victory is always waiting for you. And finally, share your own thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is humanity's most terrifying, illogical defense? Your ideas are the noise that the Krill could never understand, and we want to hear every single one of them.